Hello students, are you ready for the class? Today in this module you are going to learn about chemical properties of acids and bases. Chemical properties of acids and bases can be known with a basic test of litmus paper. This litmus paper is available in two colors, red and blue. To conduct this litmus paper test, take sample solutions of few acids like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, CH3COOH. Let's see the results of them with red litmus paper. When few drops of HCl is placed on a watch glass, then red litmus paper is placed on it. Then you do not observe any change in the color of the red litmus paper. The same is observed with other acids. Now, when this red litmus paper is tested with bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide, it was observed that the color of the red litmus paper turns to blue. So, we can say that the red litmus paper turns to blue color in basic medium. Now, let's check with the blue litmus paper. When blue litmus paper is taken and tested with acids, it was observed that the color of the blue litmus paper turns to red color with all these acids, whereas with bases it remains unchanged. So, we can say that the litmus paper test, when it is conducted with red, this red litmus paper turns to blue color in basic medium. Red litmus paper turns to blue color in basic medium and blue litmus paper turns to red color in acidic medium. Remember this one. Now let's see the next test with phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is another colorless solution which is used to check the acids and bases. Now, when this phenolphthalein solution is tested with acids, it was observed that the solution turns as colorless. And when this same phenolphthalein solution is tested with bases of all these, it was observed that the phenolphthalein solution turns to red or pink in color. So, you need to remember that phenolphthalein solution remains as a colorless solution in acidic medium, whereas in basic medium it turns to red or pink in color. Here is the next test of methyl orange solution. This methyl orange solution in general is red in color. This red colored solution turns to pinkish red in color when tested with acids. Whereas when it is tested with bases, it turns to yellow in color. So, we can say that methyl orange solution turns to pinkish red color in acidic medium and yellow color in basic medium. So, here you can say that all these indicators tells us whether a substance is acidic or basic by changing their color. These substances, it may be a litmus paper or methyl orange solution or a phenolphthalein, are indicating whether a substance is acid or a base. So they can be called as acid-base indicators. So what are called as acid-base indicators? Methyl orange solution, phenolphthalein, litmus paper can be used as acid-base indicators. Now how can we define these indicators as? An acid-base indicator is any substance that changes color in the presence of an acid or a base. These acid-base indicators can be of two types, that is natural made and artificially. The natural indicators are made from the plants with the leaves of red cabbage, fruits like strawberry, blueberry, roots of beetroot, bulbs of red onions and flowers like roses, which is very well known. It is also prepared with certain flowers like petunia and hydrangea flowers. Here in this slide you can see the flowers of hydrangea, which is in two colors, blue and dark pinkish in color. This color of the hydrangea flower, depends on the pH value of the soil. You have heard the value pH. So you must be getting a doubt what is this pH and how it can be measured. This you will be learning in the further session. Among all the acid-base indicators, the most widely known acid-base indicator is litmus. This litmus is a plant extract that can be available in blue or red color, that is light pink. That's the reason in the beginning we have tested with blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. So the most widely known acid-base indicators is litmus. Now till here you have seen the substances which are helping us to identify whether a substance is acid or base by changing their color. Now here comes the another type of indicators which are known as olfactory indicators. What are these olfactory indicators? These are the substances whose odor, that is their smell, changes in acidic or basic media. They are called as olfactory indicators. So how can you define olfactory indicators? Olfactory indicators are substances whose odor changes in acidic or basic medium. Now let's try out some of these indicators. See this experiment, children. To conduct this experiment, take some finely chopped onions with a clean cloth, put them together in a plastic bag. Tie the bag tightly and keep it overnight in the refrigerator. Why we need to tie up tightly and keep it in the refrigerator is the onion smell sticks to the cloth, and this cloth can be used as a tester for acids and bases. So the next day when you take out the cloth, check the order of the strip. Cut the cloth into 2 strips and check their order. The order of both of them will be the same, but when you keep few drops of dilute HCl on one strip and dilute NaOH on the other, now rinse the strips separately with distilled water and check their order. Here you can observe that the smell of the onion remains the same on the strip on which dilute HCl is added. So in acidic medium, the smell of onion remains the same, whereas on the other strip on which drops of NaOH are added, the smell of the onion is destroyed. So here you can say that the basic medium destroys the odor, hence these can be used as olfactory indicators. So we can say that onion as an olfactory indicator. Not only onion, there are some other substances like vanilla essence, clove oil, which also acts as olfactory indicator. And the test is the same, that is their smell. So their odor of vanilla essence and clove oil vanishes in basic medium, whereas in acidic medium it remains the same. Thus you can say that olfactory indicators order remains the same in acidic medium, whereas in basic medium its order vanishes. Now here comes another reaction of acids and bases with metals. So here, to get into the details of this activity, you need to know what are the apparatus used here. You can see that there is a test tube which is connected to a retort stand, and a bent delivery tube is there which is placed in a trough which containing soap solution. You must be observing what are these substances present in it. Here they are, the chemicals which are used are sulfuric acid and zinc granules, that is zinc pieces. Now let's see. First you need to take a test tube. To it 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid is added. After adding sulfuric acid into it, you have to add few pieces of zinc granules to it and fix this to a retort stand. After fixing it, keep one hole rubber cork through which a bent delivery tube is passed on. This delivery tube is placed on a water trough which contains soap solution. Now, the chemical reaction. When sulfuric acid is reacting with zinc granules, it starts reacting and the hydrogen from the sulfuric acid is displaced and it comes out as vapors. And these vapors are collected through this bent delivery tube. That's the reason we have fixed a one-hole rubber cork through which a bent delivery tube is placed. You must be thinking why this delivery tube is placed in this trough. Here, the released hydrogen gas has a property that it is lighter than air, so it may escape into the air. To prevent it, it is closed with rubber cork, and since the released hydrogen gas can dissolve in water, after entering into the soap solution, it can dissolve into the water and forms like a bubbles. So these bubbles are coming, which you are seeing, are the hydrogen gas vapors. Now, you must have heard in your previous classes that the test for hydrogen gas is it doesn't support for combustion. So how can you confirm that the released gas is hydrogen is when the bubbles are rising up, put a burning splinter near to it. Then it was observed that this burning splinter puts off with a pop sound. So this confirms that the released gas is hydrogen gas. So what is the chemical reaction is when zinc granules are reacting with dilute sulfuric acid, it releases zinc sulfate with the release of hydrogen gas. So Zn plus H2SO4 gives rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. Let's see the same reaction of metals with other acids. Whichever acid you take like HCl, HNO3, CH3COOH, anything, it was always observed that an acid reacts with metal, it always releases hydrogen gas. Let's see the reaction. Zn plus HCl gives rise to ZnCl2 plus H2. The other reaction, Zn plus HNO3 gives rise to ZnNO3 twice plus H2. The next reaction, Zn plus CH3COOH gives rise to ZnCH3COO twice plus H2. So you can observe that in all these reactions, hydrogen gas is released. So we can conclude that the metal in the above reaction, metal that is zinc, in the above reaction is displacing hydrogen gas from the acids. And this is seen as hydrogen gas. The metal combines with the remaining part of the acid. Here the metal is combining with the remaining part of the acid excluding hydrogen and forms a compound which is known as a salt. Thus, the reaction of metal with an acid can be summarized as acid plus metal gives rise to salt and hydrogen gas. Now let's see the reaction of bases with metals. With this activity, the activity is same as taking the zinc granules, but this time we need to replace the hydrochloric acid with a base, that is sodium hydroxide. Equipment, everything is the same as you have seen in the previous experiment. Now let's see into the activity. Place a few pieces of zinc granules into a test tube. To this you have to add 2 ml of sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, and warm the contents of the test tube. So here it needs to warm up or else the reaction doesn't take place, whereas acids, they are very quick. Now when you repeat the same process as you have done, like continuing the heating of the test tube, then it releases hydrogen gas. The collected hydrogen gas is passed on to the soap solution, and then hydrogen gas test is conducted. So we can say that whenever a zinc or any metal reacts with any base, it forms a salt with the release of hydrogen gas. So even in this experiment also you can find that hydrogen gas is released. So to sum up the reaction of acids and bases with metals, we can say that whenever an acid or a base reacting with metal, it always forms salt and releases hydrogen gas. Sometimes it may not be possible with few acids like nitric acid and few bases. The reason behind this you will be learning later in your further classes. Okay, thank you.